California politics. I never heard that guy advocate for Medicare for all. Well, let's take a look, shall we? Does he advocate for Medicare for all? Let's take a look. So here, House Resolution Bill 676, expand and improve Medicare for all. Co-sponsors. This was from 2011. There he is. There he is. He's co-sponsoring it on May 13th, 2011. There he is. Maybe he really is for Medicare for all, David Sirota. Maybe he really is. Except, here's that same bill for 2013. No, where's his name? It's not there. Where's his name? It's not there. Isn't that weird? Oh, here it is from 2015. Where's his name? It's not there. Xavier Becerra co-sponsored Medicare for All legislation in the House of Representatives in 2005, 2007, 2009, and 2011. After he became chair of the House Democratic Caucus, he stopped doing that. So he's just like Anthony Rendon here in California, who's the Speaker of the Assembly here in California. We have supermajority Democrats. Democrats can do whatever they want in California. We have Democratic governor, supermajority in the House and the Senate. They can do whatever they want. And the guy who runs the House, the Assembly, is a guy named Anthony Rendon, who's been running on Medicare for All since 2007. He became the second most powerful guy in the whole fucking legislature, and now I don't know how to do it. Now he just doesn't know how to do it. Same thing with our friend Xavier. Doesn't know, oh my God, now I'm the co-chair of the Democratic, I don't know how to do this. Which is exactly what's happening today with the co-chair in the House, Mark Pocan. He's pretending he doesn't know how to withhold a vote from Nancy Pelosi as Speaker to get us a vote on Medicare for all. As soon as they get power, they all run on Medicare for all and they virtue signal. But as soon as they can get you Medicare for all, they tuck their tail. They're like, I don't know how to do this. We can't do this. So what happened after 2011? Breaking, Hillary Clinton supports universal health care in the early 90s. So there's your two new appointments. Enjoy them. I hope you're happy that you voted for Joe Biden. I did not. I will never vote for another corporatist, warmongering maniac who's an enemy of workers and wants to expand the police state and the prison population. Not doing it. I'm not voting for my enemy anymore. You can, and you can feel good about it. I'm not doing it. And you're never going to make me feel bad about it. I feel great voting my conscience. You can participate in the destruction of your own society. Go right the fuck ahead. Joe Biden is going to be more destructive than Donald Trump was. He's going to start at least 2 new wars. Mark my words. He's not even president yet. He's going to start 2 new wars. At least. At least. And let's see what he does when 19 million people get kicked out of their house, because you know what he did last time we were in a similar financial downturn? He kicked those people out of their fucking house and made the banks bigger. And they're going to shut your business down, and then he's going to put you in prison if you try to go against it. I just want to say, at least he's got an X in his name. It is the sexiest name, the sexiest letter in the whole alphabet, only second to Z.
Don't I know it? Don't I know it? Jimmy calls me Steph Zambrano. He calls me the wrong name all the time. You'd think after all these years that he'd get it right. You would think, wouldn't you?
So as a joke, I refer to Steph as Steph Zambrano. I like to mispronounce words. I like to mispronounce names. It's fun. Makes life fun for me. So there used to be a baseball player, I think, on the Chicago Cubs named Zambrano. And so one time, my friend, a comedian friend, referred to Steph as Zambrano. Trying to remember her name but couldn't, and then Zambrano was a baseball player anyway. And so we all had a laugh. And so for the rest of my life, I always refer to her as Zambrano, and I'm sure I do it on air, and I do it in real life. And so I was on Ted Alexandro's show, and he referred to Steph Zambrano, and I was like, oh, that's my fault. That's not his fault. So I didn't even correct him. I just let it go. So I just want to remind you that even as they're denying you money for help, the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi, they won't do anything to help you. They won't give you a cash payment, a stimulus. Nancy Pelosi denied you a stimulus before the election to try to screw Donald Trump, and now she's getting half of what Trump offered before. And this is the result of that. This is the result of the Democrats voting for the CARES Act. While giving $5 trillion to the richest people in the country, they get you $1,200. That's it. This is the result of that. Was predicted was going to happen on our show, and here it is happening. There's thousands of people in lines all over the country to get food. 19 million Americans are going to lose their homes at that. They're going to be kicked out of their house. Nancy Pelosi now backs a stimulus deal that's half the size of what the White House offered before the election. So you ain't getting help. But guess who is? Congress is deadlocked on COVID relief, but came together to fund the Pentagon for $740 billion. Wow. Now, that's more than the next 10 countries combined. China, Russia, France, the UK, India, whoever. Count up the next biggest 10 countries. Put them together. That's more than them. And we don't have a goddamn enemy. No one's trying to invade the United States. Nobody. Still haven't run out of bomb money in the United States. The United States is to bombs what a gambling addict is to a casino. Under President Trump, when the Democratic leadership claims to have struck more confrontational posture, those same leaders have repeatedly handed him bloated military budgets, as we saw Wednesday with Congress bicameral approval of roughly $740 billion in the military budget for 2021. I like the use of bicameral. That's nice. Bicameral. I didn't know that.
Watch your mouth. I
know. Did you ever see bicameral toe? That's pretty. Bicameral toe. So look at that. $740 billion they gave to the war budget. They didn't cut it. I didn't hear anybody screaming about it in the Democratic Party either. Did you? I did not. I didn't even know what happened. Did you know what happened? Did you watch this show? It's only Trump's threats to veto the National Defense Authorization Act. That's the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. It is only Trump's threat to veto it over his objections to some liability protections for social media companies that cut through the noise. So he's vowing to veto it because they're going to give liability protections to Twitter and Facebook, and Trump is at war with those people. And so he's going to threaten to veto it because of that. Trump's veto threat, a must-pass defense bill meets GOP resistance. Because the National Defense Authorization Act includes a pay raise for military troops. So now if you're against it, they're going to say, you're against giving a pay raise to our troops? Do you see how cynical this is? As Congress races to pass the NDAA for 2021, it does so in a country that is hurtling toward months that could be among the most difficult in the public health history of this nation. According to the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. But come on, there's bombs we got to drop. Yeah, we're heading into the most difficult public health history of our nation. But man, We got some bombs we got to drop. Sure, the United States is an economy of death, both abroad and domestically, more so than ever before. That's it. I don't have anything else. Along with this health crisis comes economic devastation. Lines for food banks are stretching for miles, and 1 in 6 people is food insecure. As of September, 1 in 6 adults say they live in a house that's behind on rent. This is in the United States. Tell me more about how great capitalism is. Go ahead. Tell me more about how great capitalism is. At this rate, I think we're going to get 1 in 6 adults say they're behind a. Nearly $3 trillion in stimulus spending so far has come from bills passed in March, including the CARES Act, which together combined corporate bailouts and tax breaks for the wealthy with measures that, while insufficient, provided expanded unemployment insurance and $1,200 in checks to Americans. As the pandemic was raging, Congress had no problem passing legislation to continue U.S. military violence. The Senate version of the NDAA passed on July 23rd in a vote of 86-14, while the House version was approved July 21st by a vote of 295-125. This defense bill was approved December 2nd by both chambers of Congress. But you couldn't get more than a one-time $1,200 fuck you payment to the people. Nope. You know, the government works really slowly, unless it's for the war machine or Wall Street. Ajuma Baraka says, did you see the news coverage of the legislation passed in Congress yesterday that authorized $740 billion for the Pentagon? No. You are not supposed to be considered with that. The ruling class bill is passed, but there is no agreement on money for the people. That's right. I can't believe you mean CNN and Fox and MSNBC, they weren't all over this?
I didn't see anybody even on the floor of the House going, shame.
I didn't hear
shame.
I didn't hear anybody waving their arms saying shame.
I didn't.
And so here's what we do spend money on, the Yemen war. We're spending money on the Yemen war. This person says, heartbreaking. I've never imagined that one day I will see children like this in Yemen. This child is from Halgia, a government. He is suffering from severe acute malnutrition. That's a person. And we're helping do that. That's the money that we have money to do that. That's your country. Bunch of fucking maniac terrorists. Oh, hey, Matthew McConaughey's calling me. I hope he doesn't use his status as a celebrity to lecture me on centrism.
Hello, bandito. All right. You know what that pattern of threes means, cowboy. Think about it.
No, what?
It means we all got to be aggressively centrist, son. That's what I'm talking about. Hello on the extreme left and hello on the extreme right ain't even on the damn pavement anymore.
Jesus.
You got to be the change you want to be, but do it from the middle of the road. Because why? That's where the yellow line is. Do you get my bent?
No, I don't.
When you run into an old pal and go, bandito, which bandito do they remember? The middle one.
What?
My work is to define the science behind the valuable, the science behind the disparate end elements of society, the science of why they work. I mean, literally, right?
I guess.
Yes. I see the supply, I understand the demand. I see the credit sheet, I see the numbers, and the numbers work out, Jimmy. And that's why I drive a Lincoln, bandito.
Jesus Christ. Hey, you know there's a lot more to that phone call, but we don't have time in today's podcast.